Hi there, we're looking at ordering different types of numbers today. So we're going to start off with decimals and then we're going to look at other different types of numbers shortly after. So when we're ordering decimals, it's all about basically the highest place values that we're focused on, all right? And then from there we look at the ones that are kind of come after it, all right? So to make it easier to compare, best thing to do is put zeros at the end of the decimals to make sure that we have all the same length. So order from largest to smallest, all right? So I'm looking for the biggest first. 0.45, 4.05, 0.405 and 0.045. Right, so all these, okay, in terms of decimal places, this one has 2, that has 2, that has 3, that has 3. So let's make sure they're all the same. So let's put some zeros at the end. All right, so now I have 3 decimal places. So what I'm looking at is obviously the highest. So I'm going to start with the first digit. Well, that's a 0, that's a 4, that's a 0, that's a 0. So clearly this one is the biggest. All right, so we can quickly identify that that is the quickest. So I'll put that one in order. All right, we've got the next one where the next digit we're looking at is the 4. All right, the 4 and the 4. All right, and the 0. Well, you can eliminate this one for the time being. It's a case of looking at these two. So we've got 2 4s. So we're now going to look at the one that comes after those. All right, which is those two. All right, and then from there you can see this one over here on the left. It's a 4 and a 5, which is bigger than a 4 and a 0. So this one comes next. Okay, so let's put that one down there. And because this was already in the running, well, that's got to be next. And then leaving this one over here with the 0.045 kind of last. All right, so ordering decimals, again, we just follow the decimal places along and we keep comparing as long as they're aligned as we kind of progress forward. All right, right. If you're looking at ordering fractions, obviously this is quite different. But in order to do that, then really you need to have the same denominator. And again, most examiners will be looking for the idea of you converting these to numbers which have the same denominator. So what you are looking for, and again, it shouldn't be that difficult, I can't mention any others, is you're trying to find a denominator that all these go into. So you're looking for the lowest common multiple of this lot, right? The ones that they would all go into. All right. Well, fortunately for us, is that 2, 4, and 6 all go into 12. So I can change them all to basically 12. All right, so change to equivalent fractions. So if I change this one to 12, that means I times it by 6. So I've got to change the times the top one by 6. Here I've got to times that one by 3. So I need to times that one by 3. Here I've got to double it to double the top one. And of course this one is going to remain the same. All right, so in terms of ascending order, now ascending means going up in size. Then I'm going to put the smallest first, which is this one. So I should write a half, all right, because that's the smallest one. The next one is 7 12ths, so I can write 7 12ths because that's what I started with. The next one is obviously the 8 12ths, but that's the 4 6. And then finally, you've got the 3/4, which is 9 12ths. All right, so that goes left. All right, so that's how we go about ordering them. So you get yourself in a position comfortable in terms of comparing, and then sort them all out. So ordering fractions, decimals, and percentages. So this is probably where you've got a mixed bag of things. So you've got a decision to make is, do you change them to fractions? Do you change them to decimals? Or do you change them all to percentages? And of course, that's your choice. So you've got to decide whichever is going to be easiest. All right, so for me, looking at this one, well, I know what that one is, and that's the key one here, is I know that that's 72%, and I know that's 74%, and actually I know that's 3/4, which is 75%. So I can convert. All right, so this case they're going for decimals. All right, so and again it's fine. 0.72, 0.75, 0.74, and so in terms of ascending order going up, you're at 0.72, then 74%, and then 3/4. All right, there you go. So you've got to kind of, so the skill here is about nothing to do with actually this particular lesson. This is about you being able to convert between fractions and decimals, decimal fractions, percentage, and so on and so on and so on. And there are a bunch of obviously exercises and lessons on those, which you probably want to go back over and look at before kind of doing this one. All right, so if you're a bit sketchy on this one, then please look at the conversion of decimals, percentages, and fractions lessons first, and then come to this bit at the end. Okay, well that's it. So as normal, get yourself onto maths-school.co.uk. There's a link at the bottom, and get yourself practicing. All right, thanks for listening.